Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a drugstore starter kit for beginners. I actually get this question a lot because a lot of you guys tell me that you want to get into makeup and you want to start applying it, but you really don't know where to begin. Because I know never going into the drugstore or even going into like Sephora or MAC especially, it can be super overwhelming. So today I have just basically a product for every category in which you would do your makeup. So I have like blush, bronzer, foundation, all that fun stuff. So I hope this is helpful and hopefully you guys enjoy it. This is also perfect if you just want to try out some new drugstore products. These are definitely some of my cult all-time favorite products. So I hope you enjoy and let's begin. So I'm going to start with primers. This is like my favorite that I've tried thus far for oily skin, because if you guys watch me, you know that I have super oily skin. So this is the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. I absolutely love this, and Rimmel in particular is super inexpensive at the drugstore. I don't know what it is, but it's very, very cheap. I want to say this is like $5 around there, and this is awesome. I love it because it absorbs the oil on my skin without making my face feel really tight and dry and like I can't move. So this is amazing. It's like moisturizing, but it absorbs oil, which is like really weird, but it's amazing. This is something else that I really love that a lot of people used to talk about on YouTube, and it kind of like fell off the radar a little bit, but it's the Monistat Chafing Relief Powder Gel, which you guys are probably like, why are you talking about that on your channel? Why? Like how? But this is actually a really good face primer. This is not sold in like the makeup section of the drugstore. This is in the vajayjay section of the drugstore. This is around $4 or $5 as well, but this is really good. It's a really good smoothing primer. This is what it looks like. Hopefully you can see it. It's just like a silicone base. This is very similar to the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer. You're not going to be able to see that. Why did I just watch that? This is really good for filling in any lines on your face and just making your skin feel super soft. And I never usually skip primer. I always like to prime because it really just gives a nice canvas and base for your foundation. So these two are really good. This is good for oily or dry skin. Sometimes I like to combine primers like this with like a mattifying primer because these are just smoothing, not really mattifying. So I actually have a whole video talking about some of my favorite foundations for oily skin. I'll leave that linked below. But I just had to pick the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I think this is beautiful if you have lots of acne or scarring, or if you just want a really, really good medium coverage, medium to full coverage foundation. This is really good because it's lightweight, but it covers up beautifully. This is definitely one of my favorites, and it has been my favorite for like all summer. I've been using this a lot. I really, really enjoy that foundation. Another one that I have is the L'Oreal True Match. I actually just mentioned this in my most recent favorites video. This is really, really good for people with dry skin, but I do like to wear this because I don't always like to wear an all matte foundation and have an all matte face. I've really, especially in the summer, been into like a dewy, satin, glowy finish to my face. This is what I'm wearing today, and I absolutely love it. This is definitely a lighter coverage than the Maybelline one, but it's still amazing. If you build it up, you can get it to like a medium coverage, and if you apply concealer with it, you're all set and good to go. So this is my baby. I really, really like it. By the way, I probably should have mentioned this before, but all the products that I'm talking about, I am wearing them on my face today so you guys can see them in action. And yeah, so next, moving on to concealer. I love Maybelline concealer. It's probably my favorite brand. I don't know what it is, but they're so creamy and they're just amazing coverage, and they just blend really nicely. So my favorite one out of all time that I've been using since I was like a beginner with makeup is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. This is my all-time like holy grail. I don't know what it is, but I love it. It comes with this kind of applicator, which is a little bit different than a lot of applicators, but I think it's perfect for beginners. It's just, you just twist it up and then the product comes out of that sponge, and then you just apply it to your face. It's amazing. Like, I love this so much. I actually don't have any product in here left. I'm running out, but I go through these a lot because they're the bomb. So those are really good for concealing and highlighting as well. Moving on to powder, I love pressed powders from the drugstore. They're definitely some of my favorite ones. I love Revlon and Rimmel and a bunch. But if you're a beginner, I definitely recommend the e.l.f. HD loose face powder. I was going to say pressed powder, but this is definitely a loose powder. It is a bit of a bulky packaging just because you do get a lot of product in here. This I got at Target, and it's around $6, I want to say, something around there. It's definitely under 10. This is amazing because it makes your skin and your concealer just look flawless. It sets it really nicely. It's not too powdery or doesn't get cakey at all. It's just very loose. What? This is a translucent, like a transparent powder. So when you put it on, it's going to look white, but when you blend everything in, it just blends smoothly like a dream. Like, you're not gonna look like you have baby powder on your face. You might look like that at first a little bit, but then once you blend it out, you'll be good to go. So I am wearing that today underneath my eyes and like to set like my T-zone and everything, and I love it. It is messy. Whenever I use it, I like to put like a little washcloth underneath because the powder will be flying all over the place, but the mess is worth it, I promise. Alright, moving on to bronzer. This is the NYX Matte Bronzer. Again, I'm wearing this today. I've really been enjoying this one as well recently. This is what it looks like. This is the perfect bronzer. This one is in the shade medium. This is so incredibly pigmented. This is going to look good on a lot of different skin tones because this is dark. Like, it can be really dark if you apply too much. So this is what it looks like right here. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it. I did try and film this earlier, so I do have swatches on my hand, but this is what it looks like. Hopefully you can see it. But I really like this because it's not too muddy on the skin, even though it's pigmented. When you blend it out, it's so easy to blend, and it's matte, so it's perfect for contouring. And then moving on to blush, I have the e.l.f. blush palette. I actually, again, just talked about this in one of my videos recently. This is an amazing blush palette because any blush that you will ever need for any smoky eye is in this palette. This is what it looks like. So today I'm wearing this one mixed with this one. And I like to mix my blushes sometimes and just get like my perfect shade. Hopefully you can see that, but these are so pigmented. Literally, you only need a little bit. Like, they are insanely dark. That's what those look like right there. It's crazy because this palette is like $6, I believe. Yeah, it's $6. I get this at Target. You can also order it online. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Moving on to highlighter. I love highlighting my skin. This is just like essential for me. I don't know what it is, but I love it. So I have the Milani Tantastic Face and Body Baked Bronzer. This one is in the shade Fantastic in Gold. It's beautiful. The only thing I don't like about it is how bulky the packaging is, but it's still a beautiful highlighter. This is supposedly a bronzer. I probably would not use this as a bronzer just because it does have a lot of shimmer in it, but you could definitely use this as like a blush and it would be beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this because this is so gorgeous. It's like a rose gold bronzy highlighter, and again, I'm wearing this today. I really like it because it's not super intense like a Becca highlighter, but it's just a very like velvety natural highlighter, which looks beautiful. If you have super fair skin, you probably could use this as like a blush and just dust it on your cheeks and it would be so pretty. If you're a lot tanner or something, this is gonna look gorgeous. So I love this one. And then moving on to eyelid primer, honestly I just like to use concealer sometimes if I ever don't use like my Paint Pots by MAC. Applying concealer to your lid will also help with any veins or discoloration, and it will also help with the longevity of your eyeshadow as well. So I only have one eyeshadow palette to talk about. It's the Wet n Wild's Comfort Zone palette. That's what it looks like. This, I'm actually, again, wearing it on my eyes today. Like I said, I'm wearing basically all these products. This is what it looks like. This is a beautiful palette. This is basically a perfect palette for an everyday neutral smoky eye. The colors are insanely pigmented, you guys. Like, you have no idea. Like, look at that. This palette retails for like $5 to $6. I always get my Wet n Wild shadows from Walmart, and that's what that looks like. Look at them. They're beautiful. I'm always speechless when it comes to Wet n Wild shadows because they're seriously such good quality. I mean, this is also a perfect palette for fall. I mean, look at those green colors. I should definitely do a tutorial with this, but I'm obsessed with it. Like, I cannot get enough of it. One thing is that this obviously is an all shimmer palette. So whenever I use a palette that's like has no matte shades in it, I always like to apply a transition color in my crease just to help blend everything out. So what I always like to do, and what I did today, is just took my NYX matte bronzer and I just put that on a fluffy brush right into my crease, and it just helps to blend everything out. So you can use your products like as a 2-in-1 as well. Alright, as for eyeliner, you guys already know this, Wet n Wild Mega Liner is my absolute favorite. I think this is perfect for beginners, honestly. I know a lot of people usually like a felt tip, but I personally don't like them. I feel like it's really hard to work with and it's really easy to get really thick, messed up liner with a felt tip. So I like this brush. This is what it looks like. It's super tiny, so it fits perfectly into your hand. But if you are not a huge fan of short brushes like that, then I would recommend the NYC liquid liner, which is just as good, but I feel like it's not as black as the Wet n Wild one. But this one has the same like applicator, except it's a lot longer. So it's all about personal preference, but these are both really amazing cheap liners. They're both around $2 or $3, and I love them. So moving on to mascara, I have just one to talk about. It's the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. This is definitely an amazing mascara. I think L'Oreal has the best mascaras out of the drugstore, but this one I've really been enjoying recently. This one is super, super black, and it definitely helps with lengthening and separating my lashes so much. And I have short lashes, let me tell you. So if you have long lashes, I can't even imagine what this will do to you. It's beautiful. So I love this mascara. This is what the wand looks like. It is a little bit weird, but I'm telling you, this will make your lashes look bomb. And I almost forgot to mention brow products. I've recently really been loving pomades. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it really shapes my eyebrows a lot better than powder or pencil does. So I love the Ardell medium brown pomade. I do have a brow tutorial if you guys want to check that out. I'll leave a link below. I go more into depth of everything, but this is my baby. This is what it looks like. This reminds me of the Anastasia Dip Brow, but I actually like this one better. This is $7. I get mine from Sally's. There's a ton of brow pomades nowadays. I've seen that NYX has one, I believe, and Salon Perfect, which you can get at Walmart, has one. So it's all about personal preference and what you like for your brows, but this is just what I prefer. Last but not least, I have some lip products. This was really hard. I am obsessed with lip products, but I wanted to mention the Milani Statement lipsticks. I think that's what they're called. I don't know, but it's just the ones with the gold packaging. I've talked about these a lot on my channel, but these are truly, I think they're my favorite lipsticks from the drugstore, but I don't know. They're definitely one of my favorites. I don't know. I just think they have such a great color selection. I love the formula, the consistency, everything. So I have 3 to talk about just to suit anyone's needs. So the first one is in Matte Blissful, which is what I'm wearing on my lips today. This is what it looks like. It's just literally a perfect pinky nude shade. So, so gorgeous. And then I'm going to swatch it for you. That's what it looks like. I love this. And again, obviously these are matte, but they are not drying whatsoever, which is what I really love about them. I think that's really hard to find sometimes, not only at the drugstore, but in general. A good matte lipstick that does not dry out your lips. These are the ones to go to, I'm telling you, and they have an amazing color selection. The next one is in Nude Cream. They also have really good color selection for fall. They're my favorite lipsticks for the fall time. So that is Nude Cream. Again, a lot of them are like pinky nudes, which is what I always go for because those are just my favorite for every single day. All right, and the last one I have, which I've really, really been enjoying recently, I talked about this again in my most recent favorites. It's Matte Naked. This is a gorgeous like mauvey nude shade. This is a little bit darker than the other ones. It doesn't have as many pink tones in it, but this is gorgeous. So probably on camera they all look the same, but I'm telling you, they're all unique and different in their own way. Alright guys, so that is my drugstore beginner starter kit. I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully it was helpful for some of you. I think I got everything, but let me know if I'm missing something and I'll let you know what my favorite is down below. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!